Well, we've been asked to do a commission by a company that makes cider, and they want some tankards. And on the tankard, they want their motif or a motif. And what we've done is we've come up with some designs for the motif. I'm just going to show you how we've done that. And so we move from that to, let's see if I can find the to that. And so they like this one, and they've chosen that. So what we now need to do is to make these in clay and attach them to the tankards in the form of a sprig decoration. I'll just show you what that is. They want it, incidentally, in they want the tankards made in terracotta. So this is terracotta clay, and I haven't made them yet because I'm still working on the sprigs. So this is a sprig of an oak leaf here, and that's pressed into a plaster mould, blown out with compressed air, and then it's fastened onto this flower pot here using slip, and then what we do is wax resist this line here, and I dip it in a green slip, this green here, which is a mixture of ball clay and I think copper carbonate. Then when that's dried off a little bit, we just rub this back into the design a little bit to show the oak leaf a little bit more clearly. It's a bit reflective, this glaze. It's got very glossy glaze on it. So that is actually not a flower pot, it's a vase, because it's glazed on the inside and on the outside, and it doesn't have a drainage hole, so that must be a vase. So there we go. Now I'm just showing you that because that's actually the technique that we're using. Now this is the size, the sort of size that they want the tankard to be. So that's the size and the shape of the tankard, but we're making it in terracotta clay, and we've been asked to come up with colours a little bit like this. So here's a terracotta mug, and it's got a wax resist decoration in two colours slips. One is white and the other is green. So that's green over white, and this one here is white over green. In other words, green goes on there first. That gets painted in hot wax and paraffin, and then gets dipped into the white slip, and this one the other way around. Okay, so that's basically what we're being asked for, and having come up with the design here, this is then traced onto this tracing paper here. You can see through it, turned around backwards, and that then in its backward form there is drawn onto a piece of linoleum. That's this material. Okay, so that's drawn on there back to front from the tracing paper, and then carved with a chisel. And then what we have to do is print this into clay. Now actually what we do is we press the clay into that. Now I'm just going to show you how we do that, and then I'm going to tell you what the next step is in order to make these sprigs so that we can make more than one at a time. So I've just gone to advance the camera a little bit, give us a view of the slab roller here, and I'm gonna take the lino, and I'm going to use a couple of cloths on this one, a couple of extra canvases I'm just going to put down there. Now they don't need to be clean. I'm using these because they've been used with red clay before, because we do red and white clay. We have to have two sets of everything really, because the red clay is very heavy in iron. Okay, so we take our lino here and we put it down on the first of those canvases like that. I need a piece of clay that I've already rolled out to be quite thin, and I need some talcum powder. So here's the talcum powder, and I'm going to, not too liberally, but I want that covered in talcum powder, so that when I put the clay on it like that, it isn't going to stick onto the lino, which will just pull off in a mess. So I put another canvas on top of that, and then I put the machine canvas back on it, and I roll it. I'm only going to roll it once. Leave the roller down there, pull back the machine canvas, and I'm going to take the whole lot off and put it on the bench. And I'm going to move the camera back so you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I've put this on the bench here. I'm going to turn it upside down like that and remove, well, it was the right way up anyway. Okay. Okay, there's the canvas on the clay. So what I got there's the lino on the clay. So what I've got to do now is I just got to pull that back off the clay like that, and I've got the impression from the lino in the clay. I'm going to turn that around so I can see what I'm doing, and so can you. Now I've got it's just a cookie cutter right now. These come in sets of basically lots and lots of different size circles, and I've chosen the one that is closest to what I want, and I'm going to line that up like that so that I can get that round shape out. So I've pressed that through onto this melamine board. Now I've got a matching piece of sponge here, just going to press that gently in on the top of it. I'm going to cut that there and there to help me remove the surplus clay. Turn it upside down like so, remove the surplus like that, put the whole thing down here, just hold on to that sponge gently while I remove that, and you can see that I've now got quite a lot of these medallions. I've done 4 of them like that. Now I don't know how many of these mugs we're going to be making. If it's a dozen, which is the initial run, then I don't really need to cast this in plaster. But if it's going to be more than that, I do need to cast it in plaster. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, now what I've got here is a selection of pieces of plywood like this. I'll just see that I'm far enough out to show you what I'm about to do. I better not. I think that'll take care of it. So there are 4 pieces of wood like this, and what I need to do is arrange these and that can't be right, can it? Or can it? Perhaps it can. Remove the socket set. Okay, there's a box, and I want to incorporate, one might as well do 4 of them at a time. I mean, if he wants 100 mugs, that's going to make it much easier for us. So the object of this, I've got a nice shiny base into which to pour the plaster, and I'm going to put these on the bottom on this surface here. And then I'm going to arrange this to whatever size I want to accommodate that number of. See, the brilliant thing about this is I can make this as big or as small as I want it. If I'm going to make a cast a block of plaster. So here's one I made much earlier with that oak leaf design on it I showed you on the vase there. That's that design there, and we do quite a lot of those, so that would sort of fit in, because that's going to be the other way up. That would have fitted in there like that, and I'd have poured the plaster in on top of the oak leaf made in clay, like I've just made those medallions. Here's a smaller round one. We made quite a lot of little medallions for some commemorative event, and so that one would be sort of accommodated in a, you know, in that space there ish. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. You want a little bit of plaster around it in order to absorb the moisture, but basically these are very thin, so really not going to need a lot. The bigger I make it, the tougher I want it to be. I don't want to drop it and crack it right the way through the middle of one of them, so I want them to have a reasonable amount of thickness in them. Okay, so I think for those, you know, what I'm going to do is something like that, and then I'm just going to use these spring clips to join the various bits of that together. Like so, and I'm going to seal up the bottom gap either with decorator's cork, something like that, and or with clay. If I do use clay, I'm going to throw it away afterwards, because I don't want plaster getting into the clay, because that's an absolute no-no, as I'm sure you're aware. But anyway, we need to do up the corners and all 4 sides around the bottom, and basically that's it. Then we mix up our plaster and pour it down once we've settled these in place. Okay, so that, basically that's how we're going to do that, and when I do this, I'll just do another short film on it, so that I'm just covering the plaster casting of these pieces. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there. I hope you found it useful, and please like and subscribe to the channel. We're just here to share a bit of technical information, show you how to do things we probably already know how to do, but maybe in a different way. And let us know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us.